What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Islam Makhachev has stirred the pot once again, this time directing his focus toward Ilia and his choices in the lightweight division. During a recent press conference in Russia, the reigning lightweight champion didn't hold back. He made it very clear that in his eyes, Ilia is actively avoiding a fight with Arman. For Islam, the situation is simple. Arman, in his opinion, is the toughest challenge possible right now in the division. And if Ilia truly wants to prove himself as the rightful contender, then that's the fight he should be taking. Makhachev explained that the way things are playing out makes it obvious to him. He said Ilia, despite all the talk and hype, is steering clear of what could be the most dangerous matchup available. Arman has been climbing through the ranks with strong performances, and Islam sees him as the fighter who can test anyone at the very highest level. That's why, according to the champion, it looks like Ilia and his team are avoiding that path, perhaps searching for a different route that doesn't carry the same level of risk. The champion also went into more detail about why he views Arman as such a difficult opponent. He highlighted the fact that Arman has the complete package: solid wrestling, sharp striking, relentless cardio, and the type of mindset that refuses to break under pressure. Islam said that this combination makes him extremely dangerous, not just for contenders but even for champions. In his words, if someone wants to call themselves the true number one, they have to face a fighter like Arman. For Makhachev, it's not just about calling someone out, it's about maintaining the standard of what it means to be at the top of the lightweight division. He insisted that the belt and the path to it should always involve the hardest fights, the ones that test every part of a fighter's skill set. He feels strongly that Arman fits that description better than anyone else at the moment. That's why Islam was so blunt, saying Ilia is simply ducking. The comments have quickly added more fuel to the ongoing debates among fans and analysts. With Islam calling it out so directly, the pressure is mounting on Ilia to address these accusations. And for Arman, this kind of public backing from the champion himself only boosts his case for being the most deserving challenger waiting in line. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Borralho has spoken out following his first UFC loss, a setback that came in the main event of UFC Paris against Nassourdine Imavov. The fight went the distance, but Imavov's precise striking and control earned him a unanimous decision victory, snapping Borralho's incredible 16-fight win streak that had stretched all the way back to 2015. For nearly a decade, Borralho hadn't tasted defeat, and this moment was both a shock and a test of character. Less than 24 hours later, he addressed fans directly, reflecting on the experience with honesty and resilience. In a video message, Borralho began by acknowledging Imavov's performance, giving full respect to his opponent and admitting that he was simply the better man on the night. He noted that this is the fight business, and sometimes results don't go your way. Despite the disappointment, he carried himself with humility, showing appreciation to everyone who sent him positive messages and support before and after the fight. He promised that he would take the lessons from this defeat, grow stronger, and return better prepared than ever. Borralho pointed out that going undefeated for 10 years meant he hadn't felt the sting of losing for a very long time. Now that it had finally happened, he recognized it as an opportunity for growth rather than something to break him down. He explained that defeat doesn't erase the struggles, sacrifices, and hard work it took to get here. Instead, it teaches, rebuilds, and reshapes fighters in ways victories never could. He also shared a heartfelt Instagram post that captured his mindset perfectly. In it, he reflected on the tough days when nobody believed in him, the sacrifices he made outside the cage, and the countless hours of effort that got him to the top. He admitted that defeat can make you feel as if all of it was for nothing, but quickly reminded himself and his fans that it was not in vain. Falling, he said, is how you learn to rise again. For Borralho, the journey has always been about more than winning and losing. It's about who you become through the process, the lessons you carry, and the character you build. He closed by making it clear that he plans to return soon, perhaps before the end of the year, in November or December. With the loss now behind him, he expects more fighters will want to face him, and he's ready for the challenge. His message was clear: this defeat won't define him. Instead, it will shape him into something stronger. I'm coming back, boys. Moving on to another news, Shara Magomedov's coach has fired back after Paulo Costa made some controversial remarks on social media. Recently, Costa took to Twitter and made light of the fact that Shara is blind in one eye, something that many fans and fighters found completely out of line. For those unfamiliar, Shara suffered major damage to his eye nearly a decade ago and underwent multiple surgeries in an attempt to repair it. Unfortunately, none of those surgeries worked, and the damage was permanent. Despite this, Shara has carved out a reputation as one of the most dangerous and creative strikers in the middleweight division, proving that his condition has not held him back inside the octagon. The timing of Costa's remarks is no coincidence. Reports have surfaced that the UFC is looking to book a high-stakes middleweight clash between Costa and Shara for its November 22nd card in Qatar. With speculation around that fight heating up, Costa decided to take a shot at his potential opponent by posting a joke that many saw as disrespectful. He wrote that one single good eye poke in a fight with Shara should only cost him a single point, adding sarcastically that Shara fights 100% blind and that should be the deal. As expected, the joke didn't sit well with Shara's camp, and his coach Gore Azizian wasted no time firing back. In a sharp response, Azizian warned Costa that instead of planning to poke Shara in the eye, he better watch out or he might find himself poked somewhere else. The fiery clapback highlighted the fact that Shara's team is taking these comments seriously and will not tolerate any disrespect regarding his condition. Shara's story is one of resilience and determination. Fighting with impaired vision is no small challenge, yet he has proven time and time again that he belongs among the best. His technical striking, sharp reflexes, and fearless mindset have made him a fan favorite and a rising contender in the division. While Costa is known for his aggressive style and power, many believe this potential matchup is far more competitive than his words might suggest. As November approaches, the anticipation continues to build. What started as a possible fight announcement has now turned into a heated back and forth, adding even more intensity to a clash that could shape the future of the middleweight division. For Shara and his coach, the focus is clear: silence the critics inside the cage and let the fighting do the talking. Moving on to another news, Khamzat's coach, Alan do Nascimento, has revealed the ambitious plan they have been quietly building toward, and it's nothing short of historic. The goal, according to him, is to see Khamzat eventually rise to become a 3-division UFC champion. That means not just conquering one weight class, not even stopping at 2, but going for something that has never been done before, holding titles across 3 divisions. Nascimento explained that their team isn't rushing into anything, but the vision is clear. They are taking things step by step, evaluating each challenge as it comes, and moving strategically rather than impulsively. At the same time, he admitted there will come a point where staying in one division is no longer sustainable. Khamzat is simply too big, too versatile, and too ambitious to remain locked into a single weight class for the rest of his career. He has always carried the dream of becoming a 2-division or even a 3-division champion, and now, with his position in the sport, the path toward that dream looks more realistic than ever. The coach added that the main focus right now is securing the right fights, building momentum, and keeping Khamzat in prime condition for the opportunities ahead. While Khamzat has already shown his dominance across different weight classes, the real challenge will be maintaining consistency while taking on the very best fighters in each division. Nascimento acknowledged that it won't be easy, but for a fighter like Khamzat, whose confidence and skill set continue to grow, aiming for the seemingly impossible is exactly what keeps him motivated. The plan is about more than chasing records. For Khamzat, it's about proving that he can adapt and dominate against any type of opponent, whether it's welterweight, middleweight, or light heavyweight. He has the size, the wrestling, the striking, and the mindset to compete anywhere. What excites the team most is that Khamzat is still evolving. He hasn't yet hit his ceiling, and every fight seems to reveal another layer of what he's capable of. Nascimento's words underline a vision that could redefine UFC history. If Khamzat does push forward and claim titles across 3 weight classes, he won't just be chasing greatness, he'll be rewriting the very limits of what fighters believe is possible inside the octagon. For now, the mission is clear: keep climbing, stay sharp, and move closer to that dream of becoming a 3-division champion. Moving on to another news, Song Yadong has officially shut down the recent rumors linking him to a fight with Sean O'Malley at UFC 323 this December. Over the past few weeks, speculation has been building that the UFC was lining up a potential bantamweight clash between the surging Chinese contender and the former champion. With December 6th rumored as the date, many fans were buzzing at the thought of seeing Yadong share the octagon with one of the division's biggest names. However, it turns out the rumors may have gotten ahead of reality. Yadong, when asked about the situation, made it clear he hasn't been informed of anything regarding a fight with O'Malley at UFC 323. According to reports from Kevin Iole, the powerful bantamweight confirmed he has not been contacted about the fight and wasn't even aware such talks were happening. While this doesn't completely rule out the possibility of the fight materializing, it certainly puts the brakes on the excitement that had been building around the potential matchup. Yadong's denial suggests that nothing has been made official, and for now, the chatter is just just that, chatter. The timing of the rumor made sense in some ways. After back-to-back losses to Merab, O'Malley's next move has been the subject of heavy speculation. Fans and analysts have been eager to see who the UFC pairs him with as he looks to bounce back and prove he still belongs among the elite. A fight with Yadong would provide a compelling storyline. The Chinese standout has been steadily climbing the rankings, showcasing his power, composure, and ability to take on tough challenges. Matching him with a star like O'Malley would not only be a test of his skills but also a massive spotlight opportunity. On paper, the fight looks like fireworks. Yadong brings crisp boxing, knockout power, and relentless pressure, while O'Malley is known for his creativity, timing, and precision striking. The clash of styles would make for a fascinating encounter, with each man presenting unique problems for the other. However, as of right now, there's no confirmation from the UFC, no official contract, and no real indication that this fight is locked in. With December still a few months away, things could certainly change, and the UFC has been known to finalize fights on short notice. But for now, Yadong's statement has poured cold water on the rumor mill. Fans will have to wait and see what the promotion decides, but as of today, Song Yadong vs Sean O'Malley at UFC 323 remains nothing more than speculation. Moving on to another news, former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has shared his thoughts on the action from UFC Paris, offering a detailed breakdown on his YouTube channel. The Nigerian-born star analyzed the performances of Benoit Saint-Denis and Nassourdine Imavov, while also giving encouragement to fighters who came up short on the night. Adesanya first touched on Saint-Denis' submission victory over Mauricio Ruffi. He noted that Ruffi started well, showing composure on the feet and managing to get back up multiple times after takedowns. However, as the fight progressed, Saint-Denis found his groove by mixing striking with heavy grappling pressure. Adesanya highlighted the finish, pointing out it wasn't a clean choke under the chin, but a crushing face squeeze that forced Ruffi to tap. He admitted that once he saw the position locked in, the outcome was inevitable. Turning to the main event, Adesanya praised Imavov's performance against Caio Borralho. He described the French contender as a sniper, lauding his precise striking and ability to control distance. Imavov never allowed Borralho to establish momentum, instead picking his shots and dominating the exchanges. For Adesanya, the judge's verdict of a four-motor Form 1 type fight was spot on. Given his own history with Imavov, having suffered a TKO loss to him earlier in his career, the fight carried extra significance, but Adesanya still kept his analysis respectful and appreciative. Beyond individual bouts, Adesanya applauded the entire French roster, noting that many local fighters delivered finishes throughout the prelims and rose to the occasion on home soil. He also spoke directly to those who fell short, reminding them that setbacks are part of the journey. In his words, ignoring online negativity and focusing on improvement is the only way forward. Adesanya closed by saluting the fighters for creating a memorable night in Paris, while providing fans with his trademark sharp yet respectful analysis. Israel Adesanya has also shared his thoughts on a potential clash between Nassourdine Imavov and Khamzat Chimaev, breaking down how the fight could unfold. While many see Khamzat as the overwhelming favorite, Adesanya warned against underestimating Imavov, pointing to the French fighter's steady improvements, particularly in takedown defense. According to Adesanya, Khamzat's wrestling remains his most dangerous weapon. His explosive shots, suffocating grips, and dominant top control often overwhelm opponents, even when they know what's coming. If Imavov cannot stop that chain of attacks, Adesanya believes the fight could quickly tilt in Khamzat's favor. However, he emphasized that Imavov isn't just a striker. He's precise, patient, and highly effective at managing distance. If he can stuff takedowns and keep the fight standing, his sharp jab, clean movement, and counter-striking could present real problems for Khamzat. In that scenario, Imavov could drag the fight into deeper rounds, where timing, cardio, and composure matter most. Adesanya acknowledged both fighters' momentum, Khamzat's dominance across divisions versus Imavov's rising stock among the elite. While he didn't make a firm prediction, Adesanya said the fight's outcome hinges on whether Imavov can neutralize the wrestling or if Khamzat imposes his grappling early. Moving on to another news, Merab recently shared a hilarious skit that had fans cracking up online. In the video, Merab shows what happens after a Georgian friend borrowed his BMW and returned it in a completely destroyed condition. The clip starts off lighthearted, with Merab finding some money and a handwritten note left behind by his friend. With a smile, he reads it out loud, saying, "Merab, thank you so much for letting me use your car, but I am very sorry, I scratched it up a little bit in the back." I left the country and I am in Georgia now." At first, Merab takes it in stride, almost laughing about the situation, thinking it might just be a minor scratch on the bumper. He walks toward the back of the car to check the damage, expecting something small. But as he gets closer, the look on his face completely changes. The camera captures his shock as he realizes the entire rear end of the car is destroyed beyond recognition. What was described as a little scratch is actually massive damage, leaving Merab in disbelief. He stares at it before exclaiming in pure frustration, What the?" The skit perfectly blends Merab's natural charisma with his sense of humor. Fans loved the way he turned an everyday nightmare scenario into something funny and entertaining. Known for being one of the most hard-working fighters in the UFC, Merab also has this lighter, comedic side that his supporters really enjoy seeing. The exaggerated reactions and playful storytelling made the short clip go viral, once again proving that Merab knows how to connect with fans outside of the octagon. It was another moment that highlighted not just his fighting skills, but his personality, charm, and love for entertaining people. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.